my channel. My name is HallayahSade if you are new, and this is your escape to everything lifestyle, beauty, and business. Today's look is very summery. It's giving you bronzy, it's giving you golds, it's giving you yellows, just everything just to get you in the mood for summer and the change in weather. And I just wanted to try out some of the new products that I picked up from Ulta recently, so yeah, here we are. If you want to see how I achieved this look, then stay tuned and keep watching. Before we get into the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so that you are notified whenever I upload. And also leave me a comment down below on if you like this look, what you want to see next, what you want to see in the future. The options are limitless. You just let me know. I'm gonna stop rambling and keep this intro short for you guys. If you haven't checked out my latest uploads, make sure you do so. Weekly vlog coming up this week, all that other good stuff. Let's get into the video. Let's jump right into the video. So I am starting off with brows per usual. Going in with Anastasia chocolate pomade. You guys know me, I switch back and forth between a pencil, a pomade. It really just depends on preference. They do give off different looks, so make sure you try them out to see what you prefer. I am going in with the Juvia's Place number 9 and number 16 concealer afterwards to conceal underneath of my brows. Going in with number 9, which is literally like my exact same skin tone shade, and then going in with 16 all over my lid. This is going to help to prep the lid for eyeshadow, and also make sure that those colors pull really pigmented without us having to add too much. Not new here, you already know this step, to set it with some type of loose setting form on your brow bone. This is going to help to make sure that once we start adding colors in our crease, they're not going to suddenly transition upwards. And then I'm going in with the Saharan palette by Juvia's Place. Taking the shade Taza from that palette, and I'm packing this in my crease and building it right into like my inner upper crease area. This is honestly the only color that I'm going to use to deepen our crease until we get to the darker brown on the outer edge, but just build this color up to as deep as you want it. When it comes to crease, it's all preference. After I've built that up to my liking, then I'm going to cut my crease using the e.l.f. Light Beige Camo Concealer. Making sure to not take this too far out, but start angling downwards so that it gives me a nice cut crease. I'm just going to buff all of that out and the outer edge just to make sure it's nice and soft before we go in with this deeper brown. Before I go in with any other color, I'm going to make sure I go back in with that Taza color just to reinforce it, to make sure it didn't get lost between us blending out the concealer or any of that. I'm going in with the Morphe 35B palette, and I'm taking this bright yellow shade that's in there. Once I set it over top of this beige concealer, it turned into like more of a muted yellow, so I would say that if you do use something that has more of a beige undertone to cut your crease, then it will soften the yellow if you're using this palette specifically. But yeah, I just wanted to pack this on top because I did know I wanted to use the e.l.f. 24 karat gold liquid eyeshadow, so that was already yellow, so making my base yellow just helped to pull the color a little bit more. You guys already know, if I go into Ulta, it's just a matter of time before I come on with a new makeup tutorial with some new products on here. Goodness gracious. So this is the e.l.f. liquid eyeshadow in the color 24 karat. If you have seen my recent Instagram post, I used their other liquid eyeshadow, and it was like this blue tint. Very, very pretty. Honestly, e.l.f. has just been killing the game with their renovations and just coming out with things that the girls love. And if you have not given it a try, definitely give them a try. This is your sign to give them a try. I want to add some depth to the outer crease area, so I'm going in with the Juvia's Place Chocolates palette and taking this rich chocolate color that's in that palette and just packing that lightly on that outer edge. I'm really making sure to only keep it in this area because I don't want to turn this eye into a whole smoky. I just want to keep it nice and warm. in some more warmth, I'm using the NYX Epic Eyewear liner in brown. I actually really ended up liking this liner. I used it once before in one of my other tutorials, but I never did as thick of a line as I did this time, which really helped because it made you be able to see the fact that the liner was brown and not black. And then just to deepen it up, I just set it with the same rich chocolate brown color from that palette that's on our outer crease area all over top of the liner, just because it's going to make it mattified and it's going to make it look like it seamlessly blends in from the liner to the crease, all that. And for lashes, I am using my Style Go Getter, and this is a really pretty staggered 3D mink lash that just gives your eyes some definition but doesn't overpower the lid area to where you're not going to be able to see what's going on.
I wanna take you to oases. Being honest, I don't really know what patience is. Hey, freaky like the bitch that knew you. This ain't high school. Hi. I like best when you're fresh faced and no foundation to take it.
Honestly, you guys, if it's not a jam session, I don't know how I'm even getting ready. If you haven't seen my recent upload on Instagram, I did a quick little snippet of all of the songs that were actually playing while I was getting ready during this tutorial. But yeah. Does anyone else have a playlist that they're just like stuck on and it takes them forever to get ready? Or is it just me? I know it's not just me. Anywho, I'm going in with color corrector from e.l.f. Hydrating Concealer in the shade Deep Cinnamon. Well, it's really not technically a color corrector, but it has a reddish undertone, which helps for me. Following that, I'm going back in with the number 16 concealer from Juvia's Place, and this is what's going to be used to highlight the innermost portions of my face and my T-zone. It's really important to make sure that you have some definition after doing your foundation, or even if you just like to do concealer, create some type of definition within the face because your face naturally has definition. And you guys already know I like to do one full step of foundation and concealer at the same time and then just blending that all together because I feel like it makes it look just really clean and fresh. In with e.l.f.'s Rich Ebony Concealer, and I'm using this one to contour in the hollows of my cheeks, down the bridge of my nose, on my jawline, my forehead, and right above my cupid's bow, just to give it more definition. Then taking my same foundation brush, I am going to buff all of that product in. A damp Real Technique sponge, I'm going to pounce over all of the areas that I just blended in with my brush, just because I want to make it look more like skin and just make sure there's no harsh lines or any stroke marks from my brushes. Taking the Kalahari setting powder from Juvia's Place, I'm using that to set right in the innermost of my eye, and then just buffing that out as it goes towards my cheekbone, and then also down the bridge of my nose, my forehead, and on my chin. And now for my face powder, I'm using the Morphe Translucent Rich Loose Powder and pouncing that in with the butt of my damp beauty sponge. I like the way that this gives me like a nice soft finish, but it also just helps to work my product in, especially with wearing a mask. I find that this helps with the longevity and smearing of my products, and just to make sure it's nice and packed down in there. Bronzer today, I'm using the Morphe 8A palette, and I'm pretty sure this is Trailblazer that I dipped into, but you guys have seen me talk about this palette numerous of times on my channel if you are not new here. But yeah, I'm just working that warm bronzer into all of the areas that I applied contour. For the bridge of my nose, I like to switch in using a fluffy eyeshadow brush and then just going in with the lighter of all of the bronzers and using that to go along the sides of my nose. I had already hit pan on one of my favorite blushes. This one is from Motives Cosmetics and it is in the shade Ginger. It's just this really pretty like tangerine orangey color. I just love the way it warms up my cheeks. If you guys catch me like lip syncing the songs, yes, this is very much so realistic, and I decided to keep some of those clips in because we all do it when we're getting ready. Do you have your own special like getting ready playlist? Because I definitely do. Check out my latest post on my Instagram because I gave you guys a little snippet of the type of songs that I listen to, but yeah. To set the area that we dusted away, I'm using the Maybelline 330 pressed powder and my damp Real Technique sponge once again because I love the way that this just smooths out the under eye and all of the area that we used the loose powder. I rehydrate my skin with a little bit of the Max Fix Plus Coconut one just because I like the scent of it. I like to do this and then go in with my sponge once again because this last step just makes everything look like skin and just seamlessly blend. I'll go back in with that same crease color and pack that on the lower lash line. I'm going to take that all the way in on this mini Ruby Kisses shadow brush. And then I'm going to go in with highlight, and I am using the Juvia's Place The Tribe 3 highlighter in my inner tear duct area and down the bridge of my nose, on my chin, and also on the highest parts of my cheekbones. Lastly, lip liner. I am using Downtown Beauty from NYX. I love this lip liner because it just gives me like a nice deep brown without being too dark or too red. And for my lipstick, I am going in with the Morphe First Base Matte Lipstick. If anyone knows me, knows that typically I don't really like matte lipsticks, but there are certain occasions where a matte lipstick is necessary, and this is one of those occasions just because of the shimmeriness of my lid. I was like, you know what, let's just keep it kind of muted, toned down on the lips and just leave it as the matte, which I actually ended up liking. It was kind of satin matte because I did have that little remnants of my moisturizer, but yeah, just keep that in mind. If you do moisturize your lips prior to it, probably will be like a satin matte, but still very cute. And now that the makeup is done, I'm going to show you guys how I take down my twist out. I didn't do a full tutorial on this, but I do have one that I'll link above. But let's get into the hair. I wish wish YouTube would not copyright me for all of the songs that I was playing during this tutorial because it was such a vibe. Anywho, to take down my twist, I like to use a hair oil, and this one is by Beauty Nest. I've been using this hair oil for a little over a year now, and I definitely have been seeing the difference with the length retention, decrease in shedding, which ultimately comes from thickening my hair strands. So if you guys have not tried out a good hair oil, this is one that I would highly recommend. But I like to do this just to make sure that my hair looks nice and shiny once I take out my twist. So simple unraveling, I just like to unravel in the opposite direction that I twisted it in. And then I just, from here, section those twists into very much so smaller breakdowns. Now, my twist out was not completely dry, which I would recommend having a completely dry set in order to get the most definition out of your curls. But yeah, that's just user error, and honestly, I was only doing my hair and my makeup for the sake of this tutorial. So if I were to be wearing this as an actual style going out right after, I probably would have made sure that I blow dried it or just let it dry a little bit longer. Quick length check. Okay, so my hair is about a little bit past my collarbone now, which is amazing. I'm very much so excited, and I have not added heat to it, and I will not add heat. Heat as in like doing a whole silk press flat iron situation, not heat as in like the blow dryer, because we do that frequently, okay? But I'm pretty sure that it's very much so uneven because I'm the type of naturalist where, look, if there is a straight strand, it is getting snipped and I don't care, just because I would much so rather have definition over length. So seeing the length in the process of being natural is cool, but give me my definition, okay? I'm just gonna slick my baby hairs a little bit with using the Murray's Extra Holds edge wax. Honestly, is this the first edge controller that I would prefer? No, just because I find that it does revert my edges back to where they started from towards the end of the day. I do prefer using, honestly, like a got to be gel or a harder hold, but that just depends on, you know, what we're doing that day. It was fine for the sake of what we're doing, but just a heads up. It almost looks like I'm naked, but I promise you guys I have a whole top on. It's just off the shoulder. I did post a picture on Instagram, so make sure you guys go check that out. Also follow me on my business page because I will be uploading new stuff revolving Shop HallayahSade, and you don't want to miss out. You do not want to miss out. Okay guys, so here is the completed look. I actually love the way that it came out. I tried out some of the new e.l.f. pigments. I'm definitely loving the consistency, the way that it looks. It shines, it gives it just a little bit of glitter, but you know, not too crazy. I love that the pigment is very finely milled, so it makes it just look very airbrushed on. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and also turn on your bell notifications so that you are notified whenever I upload another video, tutorial, haul, whatever. You don't know until you subscribe. Until next time, LayahBabes.